Hello, everyone. Just a testing here. Can give me a thumb? Someone give me a thumbs up to make sure you guys can hear me. I see Big Bones, Mike F, the Wise Up Show, Adam, Stiggs. Aha, you can hear me. Excellent. Very good. I'm going to put this down. See if this setup works. So you could see me and then still see the fire. I want to thank you all for joining on this beautiful night, Memorial Day weekend. Actually, let me see. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to light my candle here. Because what's better than to tell a story by candlelight? Maybe a fire. It's better to tell a story. But I hope you all like my antique brass candle holder. I actually just got this today at an estate sale that was happening right next door to me. And I happened to see this, and I thought this was very cool, so I was going to buy it. I have my libation to accompany me as I tell the story. A little old-fashioned. And we got a half moon out there, but it is really nice out. It has cooled off a bit. I'm hearing crickets, which is unique this early in the season. But yeah, no tree frogs. It's a little bit too cool for tree frogs, but I'm hearing crickets. And it's just me here, chilling. And I think it's an excellent time for a story. So, let's see. Who we have? Anybody else in the chat that I missed here? I don't see anyone else here. I see. I started a little bit early. I had to keep pushing this back from 8:30 because I was delayed in getting home. So I ended up pushing it all the way back to 8:55, but that's okay. Maybe that's what's getting some people are, and also this is Memorial Day weekend, right? So I'm sure a lot of people are busy, have plans, and hopefully they will catch the replay if they can't make it here tonight. There's no U-bots in that, Mike F. It's perfect. Look at that candle. That is perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Right, Adam. I am a couple of minutes early. I don't know. I just started. I pressed live, as Stiggs would say. And as you can see, the pool is open. Not that we're having anything going on this weekend, but the pool is open, and we're ready for summer. But I'm hoping everyone is having a good Memorial Day weekend, though. Very important holiday. Very, very important holiday to honor those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. And a little bit of, I don't know if you know the origin of Memorial Day, but it really started after the Civil War and after the Battle of Gettysburg, really, and the Gettysburg Address, which turned into Memorial Day. So it's kind of fitting for the time period of the tale of tonight's tale, which is around the Civil War, right around the Civil War, a little bit after. But yes, Adam, absolutely. Flags are flying. Oof. And our fire is sparking. But anyway, I'm going to get started in just about a minute, I think. I think I'll wait just a minute more. Tonight's story is pretty cool. Simple. Not that long, but it's pretty cool. And this one, again, is like the previous ones in that it's of a local origin from local to me, New Jersey, northern New Jersey. This one is actually Newark, New Jersey. It comes from, but it was quite a different Newark at the time of the story than it is today. But poolside, yes, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to get started. And I'll say, sit back, relax, and lend me your ear as I tell you this tale that I think you'll want to hear. So, our story takes place in the 1860s. And about that time, America was in the midst of the Civil War, but also at the same time was having a glut of immigrants coming in from Europe, mostly Ireland and the northern regions, such as Finland and Sweden and Germans. A lot of immigrants coming in at that time. And because of that, as always, which is the history of this country, unfortunately, there were always people that were looking to take advantage of immigrants. Unfortunately, that's the nature of man. And I don't think it's just this country, it's the nature of man. There'll always be evil people willing to take advantage of those trying to come to a country and make their new life. And obviously, we were no exception. So, one of these people who took advantage of immigrants in that time period was a man by the name of Ezekiel Johnson. And Ezekiel Johnson was born in Newark, grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and held a certain resentment for immigrants, as many people did during that time period. But he was a bit different. He was a bit more than just unethical or unscrupulous with the immigrants. He was sadistic with them. In fact, he worked as a part-time conductor and part-time engineer for the railroad and in Newark. And one of the things that he would often do, or not one, multiple things that he'd often do when he saw immigrants coming through the station is, number one, he would overcharge them. He would tack his own fee on top of the cost of a ticket. He would also steal their baggage and their valuables. Now, people coming to this country with all they own in a bag, and Ezekiel will help himself to the baggage. Sometimes he'd steal it. Sometimes he would just lose it. He wouldn't even steal it. I mean, this is the type of sadistic, evil person he was. He got pleasure out of harming people. In fact, he would also put people on the wrong trains. So an immigrant coming to this country who doesn't speak the language or is completely, at a minimum, completely lost, will be put on a wrong train and end up in a total different part of the country because Ezekiel thought it was funny. So this is the type of guy you've had. And he did this for quite a while in the 1860s. And our story regarding him, the specific story regarding him, starts around 1868. June of 1868. In fact, June 10th of 1868. And on this day, Ezekiel was going about his normal business, looking for immigrants to harass and give a hard time to. And he noticed that the train was a little late. It was off a bit. So he walked out onto the platform just to look around and see who was there. Maybe he could steal some baggage. Maybe he could do something else evil or sadistic. And the train's not coming. So as he's doing this, an old woman comes up to him. Now, Ezekiel, in his conductor duties, would stamp each ticket with an EJ. That's how they realized how each conductor did his job. So it was really somewhat like a quota system. The more tickets you punch, the more you'd get paid. That's the way it was. So, and each had a stamp with their initials on it. And of course, his was Ezekiel Johnson. So it was EJ. So this old woman comes up to him and says, in broken English, Norwegian, whatever, Finland, Sweden, wherever she was from, and said, "Excuse me, are you EJ?" And showed him a ticket, and the ticket had stamped EJ on it. And he said, "Yes. What do you want?" Of course, having contempt for her already because he knew that she was an immigrant. And she showed him the ticket that she had in her hand, and it had EJ on it. And he said, "So?" And she said, "You are EJ. You gave this ticket to my son." And he said, "Okay, so that's my job. Move along. The train is coming soon." And at that point, she says, You put my son on the wrong train." And that train ended up derailing and he died. And it's all your fault. Now, Ezekiel, being the evil person that he was, really didn't care and just said, "Okay, move along, move along." And at that point, she turns to him and looks him directly in the eye and says, "I curse you for the evil you do. And the evil you do, you will carry on and serve evil in eternity." And as she did this, she went towards him and kind of went into his face. And as he did that, he instinctively backed up, tripped, and fell onto the tracks. Well, suddenly the train came shooting by, and that's the end of Ezekiel Johnson. Instantly killed by the train. So that's 1868. So we have Ezekiel Johnson, who died in a tragic train accident. So let's go forward to 1870. So 2 years later, we're still in Broad Street Station. I forgot to say that. This is Broad Street Station, the old Broad Street Station in Newark, which was quite different. It was bigger. It had multiple tracks. This one is smaller, and Broad Street Station would send trains to different locations. Some to the west, some to the north, it would go in different directions than it does today. And it's 1868, and there happens to be an old tramp that hangs around this train station. For lack of a better term, a hobo. They weren't hobos then in 1870. But basically, the story was that he was an old saddle tramp. And that he was a miner from the gold rush of 1849. And that he had struck it rich, but gambled away all his money and ended up having to come back east, back to the town where he came from, which was Newark. And since then, he's been kind of hanging around doing nothing. He's getting older now, and he's getting a little bit more wacky, a little bit more unstable, a little bit more crazy. And people shoo him away and don't pay much attention. In fact, the station manager that day saw, and we'll call him Ben. And Ben comes into the station as usual, and it's nothing new. He's always there. But today he's acting really erratically. And he's starting to mumble to himself and even scream at particular points. So the station manager comes out and says, "What are you doing? You have to go. You can't. How many times have I told you? You can't hang around the station. You cannot hang around the station." And Ben says, "The train is coming for me. The train to hell is coming for me." Many years ago, many years ago, I killed a man in a card game, and I was wrong, and I'm going to hell for it, and the train is coming for me today. The train is coming for me today. And there's multiple people around while this is going on. And the other thing is, Ben always carried with him an old ticket, an old train ticket. And the train ticket was never used, but it was a train ticket he always carried with him. So the station manager says, "Let's go, Ben. You got to go. I'm going to call the constable. I'm going to call the constable and get rid of you. You got to stop." "No, you don't understand. The train is coming for me today. The train is coming for me today." So it's very late in the station at this point in time, and it's about 10 to 12, and there isn't a train that is expected in 12 until 12:05. So the station master tries to shoosh him away and tell the people there that have seen this disturbance to relax, take a seat. The train was a bit late. The train won't be here until 12:05. Well, as he's doing this, suddenly he hears a whistle in the background, the whistle of a train. And he starts to hear the sounds of metal cranking across the tracks, the wheels of the trains cracking across the tracks. And he hears the whistle again, woo, and it starts as if it's coming closer. Now, at this point, Ben starts to freak out. Ben is freaking out beyond belief, and he begins to lean over the side to look for the train. Um, he's really petrified. Ben is actually petrified at this point and can't move. The station manager looks to the side, looks down the tracks, and doesn't see anything, but he hears the sound coming. He hears the sound coming. Other people in the train station are also looking and saying, "What is going on? Where is this train? Where's going on?" And then out of the blue, suddenly a huge rush of air comes by, as if a train was passing, but nothing was there. And this huge force of a train shoots by to the point that you felt the air. The station manager feels the air. And at that point, he sees that Ben is close to the tracks. So he reaches out to grab Ben. And as he does that, suddenly, without explanation, Ben vanishes, completely vanishes without a trace. And the noise of the train is deafening. It's echoing throughout the entire station, but there's nothing there. There's no train. The station manager looks about, sees nothing. So suddenly, and as the sound starts to dissipate, as if it had gone by, the wind had gone by as well. There's multiple people now standing around in bewilderment. What has happened? What has just happened? And the station manager is shocked because he had Ben in his hands, but Ben is gone. And he looks everywhere about him. Sees nothing except one single thing on the ground. He looks down and picks it up, and it's Ben's old train ticket that he always held with him. And he picks up that train ticket, and what does that train ticket say? That train ticket is stamped with EJ on it. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you that EJ, Ezekiel Johnson, was driving that train, that ghost train, to hell, that picked up poor Ben and took him on his route to his final destination. Now, many years went by after that incident, and people started to notice a pattern. On the 10th of each month, the ghost train would be heard in that station. You'd hear the whistling, you'd hear the grinding of the gears, and it would always be on track 5. And that was the track that that Ezekiel Johnson perished on 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever that was. And ever since then, over the years, people have actually testified that they have heard the train sound. In fact, over 600 people have said they've heard that phantom train going through Broad Street Station. And here's the kicker. As recently as 2001, New Jersey ghost hunters went there, and recorded a sound of a train that wasn't there. Now, do you believe that or not? It's up to you whether you believe that actual recording is true or not. And you can actually go to their website and they have it up there. But this is and this only happens on the 10th of each month. And particularly always on June 10th, because that was the incident that originally caused all of this. So that's the story. That is the story of the ghost train of Broad Street. Believe it or not, it's pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. So I hope you like my story. See, I told you it was shorter. It wasn't a long one. It was a short one today. But it's certainly a creepy one. So let me see who's in the chat that I haven't seen yet. JJ, thank you for joining, JJ. I see everybody else is here. Todd Fathers checking in. Big Bones is here. Mike F. Mike F. before. So, what do you think of my story? What do you think of that? Was it a good story? I thought it was pretty cool. Gina, how are you? Oh, Todd Father, you're probably going to go on. Okay, I'll see if I'm up. I'll definitely check it out if you're on at midnight. Exactly, Adam. You don't want to be on that track number 5 because you might get on the train straight to hell. You don't want that. You don't want to be on that train. But this is a documented story, a documented legend. You know, if you can look it up online, it's out there. You can see my little candle here is it's turning into a really nice little accoutrement, as they would say. You know, Big Bones, I didn't really do that. I didn't really practice at scaring people. I did read The Legend of Sleepy Hollow once to my daughter's classroom in 2nd grade. I did do that, which was fun. But no, not as a kid, not really, no. But they say a power of a story, you know, a power of a story is the most powerful thing around. You turn anything into a story, you'll grip people and you'll get their attention, you'll keep their attention, and you'll get your point across if you can turn something into a story. But oh, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Thank you, JJ. Always appreciate. I will always accept any compliments. Let's see what else we got here. What do we got here? I don't have any. Let's see. I do have a nice cigar. I don't know if I should light up a cigar or not. Or I could do the pipe. You know, it's kind of boring here tonight. I mean, there's no one around. My kids are all out. My daughter went to the Taylor Swift concert at MetLife Stadium. My older son went down to LBI, and my younger son is at a party that I dropped him off at. And my wife went down there with my daughter. Well, she's not at the concert, but she's there to pick her up. So it's just me here hanging out. I need a dog, man. I need somebody to hang out with me here. My fire is dying out a bit. Hold on a second. Got to keep this fire going here. Yes, Ralph, I did. I did read them bedtime stories. I didn't read them scary stories, but I did read them bedtime stories. In fact, I remember one Christmas Eve, I stood up all night reading stories to my son because he couldn't fall asleep. That was brutal. That was a brutal one. You have a dog, you'll rent out cheap. um, Adam, oh yeah, the deer, yeah, they were. I kind of snuck up on them a little bit there. That's why they were reacting that way. They didn't see me until the last minute. Oh, thank you, JJ. Yeah, I like you guys to see the fire. Yeah, at the same time, you could see me talking rather than in a distance like that. Plus, I don't have a mic, right? So it seems like it would be it's better to do it this way. Look, I'm happy to have 11 folks hanging out with me tonight, keeping me company. I don't know what you got. What's everybody doing this weekend? Anything? Anything interesting? Do you feed them? No, I do not feed the deer, Big Bones. Absolutely not. There is absolutely no reason to feed the deer. They will come regardless, and they will eat everything in sight regardless. So I do not feed them. I don't know if you guys can see these umbrellas I got here. Hold on. Let's see if I can show you these umbrellas here. These umbrellas, you can see them in the back of me here. These are solar umbrellas. I got them pretty cheap, and they light up pretty well. They light up the area pretty well around the pool. It's pretty cool. Got them on Amazon. Not bad. JJ, you came north to go down the shore? Okay. Well, look, it's a tradition, right? Old traditions die hard. There's a special feel to the Jersey Shore, right? So, wouldn't surprise me at all. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for joining. Gina, where? I'm sorry. Wise up. Where are you going? Where are you heading down the shore to? Hi, Gianni. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I don't know if you heard the ghost story, but if you want, it's pretty cool. Go back and listen to it when you get a chance. It's short. So, Ralphie, where are you headed? What part of the shore are you headed to? Big Bones made brownies. Very nice. We have to make brownies or something for a church bake sale. So we got to do that this weekend. Seaside. You're a little old for Seaside, Ralph. Come on. What are you doing there? Come on. Hi, Adam. Oh. Chat crew. Hello. Oh yeah, nice. Gianni with the American flag and the Italian flag. Very nice. I got to get all my flags out. I have all these American flags that they put out every Memorial Day. Put them up along the driveway. In addition to the regular flag that I have for the house, I have these little flags that I put along my driveway all the way up, just to recognize Memorial Day. And it's funny, those flags I've had since 1986, believe it or not. They're that old. And I got them from the Veterans Council because the Veterans Council gave them to me because I wrote a letter to the paper back then about veterans, and they were so appreciative of that. They gave me these flags. I don't know how many there are. I think there's like 30 of them, something like that. But I put them out every year. Yeah, Big Bones. Me neither. I'm not a Seaside fan. You know, I remember we used to call it Sleaze Side. I don't know what it's like. I haven't been there in so many years that I don't know what it's like, but I doubt it's pretty good anymore. I think I'm gonna start this cigar. Now, this cigar that I have here, I don't know if you can see this, it is a Gurkha. Gurkha. Origin is, this is, I think it's Nicaraguan, but the Gurkha company is originally from Turkey. And I tell you, if you ever had Turkish tobacco, man, that stuff will knock you out. Knock you out, but good. So you got to be careful with that stuff. But they do make a good cigar. Big Bones, you've had them before? I didn't know too many people like them. I thought I was one of the few people that like them. I'm usually able to get them pretty cheap on cigarbid.com because I guess people don't bid on them that often. This is a Gurkha Centaurian. Hey, Edwin. Thank you for joining. God bless you, as always, Edwin. Thank you so much. Big Bones, I'm not sure what you mean by the 7x60. What is that? Is that a type of cigar? Oh, Adam, that's nice. Yes, putting the flags on the poles. That's great. I think the town here will have a ceremony tomorrow. We have a little memorial, and the local veterans will have a thing, and the Boy Scouts will be there. It's really nice. I gotta remember to go there tomorrow. I used to take my kids when they were little there, but now that nobody is around, it'll be just me. Oh yeah. 7 inches. Right. Yes. Yep. Yep. 7 inches are big ones. This is a 6.5, I believe. I believe this one's a 6.5. But yeah, those are big boys. I'm with you, Gina. I'm not a big fan. Never have been. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't a fan. We used to go down to Ortley, and of course, you'd go to Seaside Heights because that was where the boardwalk was. But I was never really a fan. We were, I always took my kids to Wildwood Crest, because the huge beaches and the boardwalk, everything. And the boardwalk is in Wildwood itself, not Wildwood Crest, but that's where we always went to the shore, which is far. It's not really exactly around the corner for us, but I think it's worth it. can't believe I'm hearing crickets. It's kind of early for crickets, isn't it? I mean, it's not even June 1st yet, and I'm hearing crickets. Usually you don't hear the crickets until July. And in fact, I saw, and this is funny, the other night, I saw a lightning bug, which you definitely, I know for a fact you don't see them until like the 4th of July. But I saw one, lighten up. So I don't know what that means. I guess maybe you just don't see, there's not that many of them, or they're not that active until then. But I did see one. Hi, Sir Trullo. Nice. Thank you for joining. What are you saying no to? I don't know what you're saying no to. No, I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you missed the story. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did the story firsthand. It's not that long. You can go back and listen to it. It's pretty quick. And I think it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nifty tune. What? I hear some activity over there in the woods. I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm gonna have to get my gun out. Let me take a look at what's going on here. What's going on over here? Do we hear? I don't hear anything. What happened? What's going on over there? I don't know. Probably was a deer. You guys can't see the fire here. What's going on here? I feel better. No, why the fire? It's not as high as it was before. Hold on. There we go. Much better. Wow, 16 people hanging out. Very cool. Uncle Theendu. Where's Uncle Theendu? I don't see Uncle Theendu anywhere. Where's that boy? Where is he? I don't see him in the chat. Where is that man? Marshmallows. You know what? It's funny you say that, JJ, because look at what I've got here. A nice big bag of marshmallows. Crunching on those ice cubes is making me want a alcoholic beverage. Yeah, Todd Father. Well, you can do that as soon as you check out at work. I'm sure you can partake when you get home. If you didn't live 5 hours away, you can come by here. You're sweating like you're. I'm trying to, Todd Father. I'm trying to convince my wife to go out to Niagara Falls this summer, and if we do, we will definitely look you guys up because we'll be in the area. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do a marshmallow here. Hold on. I'm going to put you guys down for a second. Look at the size of these boys. These things are big. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. But you can see me from the other. You can see me from the laptop. Look at that. Woo! Look at that bad boy go. That's going to be burnt to a crisp. Is that burnt enough for you, JJ? Yeah, Gene, I've never been there either. That's why I figured I want to go. Yeah, that was good. That was a good friend. That was a good marshmallow. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to Gerard's not here, but we used to go to a resort upstate New York in the mountains. I don't know if it was anywhere near where he lives, but we used to go there every summer. And fires and marshmallows was like an every night event. Hi, Joe Della. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm with you, Adam. Not a nightclub person myself either, even though I worked in one. I worked in one when I was younger, but I not my thing. Johnny, I don't know. I tell you what, there's something to be said for both the completely burnt, and the lightly toasted. There's something for both. I think depends on what mood I'm in. I can go with either one. And I tell you what, I'm not a big hot dog guy, but hot dogs on the open fire are just delicious for some reason. I don't know. I just love them. Eating them off the stick without bread. I just love eating hot dogs like that. I don't have any here, but I would. I'd love to have some. Now I didn't even think about that. I should have went and got some. I forgot about my cigar here. Let's see here. Uh, You haven't had a hot dog in 40 years? I don't think you're missing much. I just like them on the grill, on the open fire. Sausage, yeah. Well, yeah. I never did the sausage, Johnny. That's interesting. That must be so. That must be really good. The sausage. They're very true, Adam. That's right. No one ever got themselves in trouble sitting around a campfire. You're absolutely right. Or a fire pit. I'll tell you though, Memorial Day is traditionally always cold. At least that's how I remember it to be, and it's still like cold. This isn't bad at all for Memorial Day. Usually it's colder than this, so this is fine. Fine weather. Especially with all the people down the shore too. It's nice. I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit cooler there because of the wind from the ocean, but I'm sure it's nice weather down the shore. Not warm enough to go in the pool. I'll tell you that much. My pool is about 65 degrees right now, so that's a little bit too cold to go in. It's got to be at least 70 for us to go in it here. But once July comes, people ask me a lot about whether you have you have a heater. No, we don't have a heater. But once July comes and it gets consistently hot, that pool gets too warm. It's not. It gets in the 80s. It's not even refreshing to go in because it gets sun all the day. From morning till sunset, from sunrise to sunset. It gets sun and it just heats that bad boy up. You don't need a heater here, believe me. Yeah, yeah, it is short sleeve. Yeah, I do have short sleeves on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like 58 degrees, something like that. It's not really. It's not really cold. It's not cold. Yeah, would have to be in the 40s for me not to have a short sleeve shirt on because or low 50s. Like it's just I'm feel fine with the heat from the fire. It feels fine. Bath water. Well, then you get a hot tub, Ralph. I use the pool to fight the heat. That's what I use the pool for. The purpose of the pool, as far as I see it, is to cool off. So I don't like that hot water. I don't like that warm water like that. Yeah, it's not really, Citrul. You'd be freezing. There's no wind though. There's no wind at all. So it's pleasant. It's not it's not like the wind. Traditionally, I get a lot of wind over here, but there's no wind at all tonight. So it's perfect. I saw Stiggs did a short before where he was smoking a cigar on the stoop, but I don't know what he's doing. He was here before. I know what happened to him. Yeah, right. Yeah, Johnny. Temp just dropped. You're right. Yep. Listen, it's great sleeping weather. Don't knock it. It's great. I love to sleep when the air conditioner is not on. In these warmer months when the air conditioner's on and you could sleep with just a blanket on, that's perfect sleeping weather. Yeah, because you have a heater, Stigs. That's why yours is up to 85. I don't want a pool at 85 degrees. I don't ever want it at 85 degrees. Mine is not even at 70 and I'm happy. When it gets to 70, that's when I'll go in it. He's carousing. What's going on with my fire here? The fire is not really pumping high here. I got some of this wood, man. Some of this wood's pretty old. It should go up pretty quickly. Oh boy. So we've got 16 folks hanging out. That's very nice. Hey, Muggsy, how are you? Good to see you. It's getting windy and cool there, Johnny. That windy, really? That sucks. The wind really ruins it. Cool weather without the wind is awesome. I'll tell you, I love cool weather without the wind. The wind comes in and ruins everything. You're right, Adam. You're a man of my own heart there, buddy. No 85-degree weather. Get out of here. I see Muggsy. Yeah, I said hi to him. Can you see Muggsy? Sure, I can. Why? I don't understand. What happened? Yeah, hello. He said hello. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be warm tomorrow, Johnny. Yeah, I know. I heard that it's gonna be warm tomorrow. You see, I don't trust the wind around here, though. I gotta put those umbrellas down before I go in. If not, though, I'll wake up tomorrow. They'll be in the pool. Gina, the pool short. I don't understand what pool short. Did I do a pool short? I don't remember. I mean, it must be old. I don't. I know. I haven't done a pool short recently. Well, thank you for the compliments on the yard. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we bought this house is because of the property. Oh, Tommy did. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I tell you, this is a nice cigar. It's a nice, smooth cigar. I'm no expert at cigars. I'll tell you that much. But I don't smoke them that often. But this is nice. It's not harsh, easy to smoke. Gurkha, Tommy, a Gurkha. It is a Centaurian Gurkha. Yeah, I know, JJ. The wind will destroy your umbrellas. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. I can't tell you how many umbrellas I had that have been destroyed just because I didn't keep my eye on it every second and shut them every second of the day that I'm not using them. In fact, last year when my wife and I were out here just laying in on the chairs under the umbrellas, and the wind came out of nowhere and just destroyed one of them in front of us, right there in front of us. So it's tough. It's tough. What I really need is some type of like heavy like cabana type thing here, like either made out of wood or metal or something, because the wind is brutal around here. It really is. Because I put up a tent usually when I'm out here, which I have in the basement, and the umbrellas, but the wind is brutal. Yeah, it's starting to. Those couple of logs are catching, so it's peeking up a bit. Emmanuel Spataro, thank you for joining, my friend. screened. That's very nice. You live in Florida, right, Citrullo? That's what you got to have everything screened in there. I think, right? Everybody I know that lives in Florida has a screen. They even their pools are screened in. Retractable awning. How did that work out? Was that okay? The retractable awning. And that wouldn't work for me because of the angle of the sun. The angle of the sun would come right under it. It would not. It really wouldn't work for me. Right, Adam? Yeah, the alligator's brutal. Brutal. Those alligators are friggin' brutal, man. I don't know how anybody lives in Florida. It's not for me. It really is not for me. That is certainly not something for me. But if you like it, you like it. What can I say? You get nice taxes, you get a good governor, but the temperature, the climate, the tropic stuff, I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with that. Yes, absolutely, Steaks. It is a beautiful night. No, I know, Citrullo. None of us can afford New Jersey. None of us can. Believe me. Yeah, the humidity is brutal, Gianni. I don't know. I mean, every time I've been there, I've had a miserable time because it's just been brutal. It's been so bad. It's just not for me. Yeah, where is Theendu tonight? I didn't see Theendu in here anywhere. What's he doing? Where is this guy? Good thing we don't have any trolls coming in here because Theendu's not here sniping him. I don't know what he's up to tonight. I'm gonna have to give Mister Latona a wrench so that he could be my troll sniper. He's in La La Land. Yeah, I guess so, right, Gianni? Yeah, yeah, that's true. I tell you, Gianni, I still have not put those plants in the ground, and I'm getting a little nervous about it. And the reason I haven't is because I'm really worried about. I don't have a garden set up outside yet. I really have to. I have the fencing, but nothing is set up yet. So it's and if I just put them straight in the ground, they'll be destroyed in a night. They'll be destroyed. The deer will come and destroy and eat everything, destroy everything. Yeah, Adam. I guess I'm just not. I'm not that popular. So the trolls don't come in yet. Hopefully hopefully they'll stay that way. But you never can tell. Yeah, it stinks. Nutley is insane. It's just ridiculous. $20,000 for Nutley. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's just stupid. It's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, I don't even pay that here. I don't even pay that here, and I have 3 acres of land, and I don't pay that. So come on, Nutley. Come on. There's no 3 acres in Nutley anywhere for one person. It's atrocious what's going on with property taxes. It's atrocious. Yeah, no, Gianni, I'm not worried about frost anymore. I'm not. I'm just worried about them getting decimated. In fact, I had a dumb raccoon come onto my deck and go through one of the potters and start digging it up. And I don't know why. There was nothing in the potter other than it was a potter with just dirt in it. I hadn't put anything in it, and it was digging through there as if there was something like some surprise in there, some like Cracker Jack surprise in there for him. So yeah, I know the animals are brutal. They are brutal. And I can't fence in this whole yard. It's just there's no way I could ever do that. It's just it would cost me a fortune to fence in this yard. Gianni, do you get any animal problems where you are with your garden? 10K. Holy moly. Rabbits? Yeah. Well, rabbits are the least of my problems. I get the deer, the groundhog. The rabbits are there too, but the rabbits are not really that bad. The deer are the worst. In fact, one time there was a deer inside here where I am now. Like this, my patio is fenced in. There was a deer that got in here. It was a buck. It got in here. I don't know how the hell it got in here. Must have jumped over the fence. And when I saw it, I came outside and it panicked and it tried to jump, but it got caught on the fence. And thankfully, it eventually fell over because I wasn't going to go over there and try to. It was a big mother. I wasn't going to go over there and try to help it off. It was big. It was a big sucker. I was just happy to beer that the deer didn't end up in the pool. That's all I need. Really, they ate the cane. They ate those peppers, cayenne peppers. Really, I'm surprised. Hmm. No, Adam. Let me tell you something. This thing had a giant rack on it. It had a giant like 6 point rack. It was big. You go near him, you are risking getting kicked at least, getting like kicked. I mean, he was over the fence, so his antlers were over the fence, like that part of it was over his fence. But I guarantee you, I would have gotten like bolted. I would have been kicked by the rear feet of the thing. It was so thankfully he fell over. He fell over and got out on his own. Coyotes, Emmanuel? No, I have. I mean, we've had coyotes here, but not. They're not a general pest problem. The coyotes, they tend to stay farther away. Like they don't. I've never had any in my yard. I've heard them. There's certain times where you hear them where they start howling and get together, but I haven't had them like coming into the yards, my yard at least area. They're more towards school. The School's Mountain Park is where you'll find them over there, which is it's about 2-3 miles away from here. That's where. So I mean, I'm in range, but they really don't come around this much. And the bear, I don't see much at all. I mean, the bear came by a couple of times since I've been here, but it's been a while since he's come by, which I'm thankful for because all he does is just destroy the garbage cans, and he'll go one house after another. It's like a smorgasbord. Go to one house after the other, destroying all the garbage cans, and he doesn't care. You come out there, you yell at him, doesn't care, doesn't do anything, just looks at you, then goes back to eating. It's kind of amazing. Fox, we have tons of fox, as you see, like my videos of the fox, and I don't mind them. I like the fox. I like Freddie. You know, they keep the rodents down. Spend a lot of time with the rodents, feeding their family with the rodents. So they're welcome. The foxes are welcome. The coyotes are not welcome because those bastards are destructive. They're destructive. Big bones, yeah. Buck, yeah, yep. And this boy was a big boy. This boy was a 6 pointer. He was a big boy. Now this happened. This wasn't recently. This happened. I think it was like it wasn't even this winter. It was the previous winter. And the pool was covered at the time, and somehow he got into the enclosure here in the fence. But he, thankfully, got out on his own. Yes, I said rack, as in antlers or an antler rack. This is not grown and sexy, as you would say. We don't do that here on the Wine Guild. Yeah, he's it's Citrullo. I have to think that he is from the litter of pups that was 2 years ago. That was right here in my like right next to my yard, and um, that den is not being used now. I know exactly where it is, and it isn't being used. But he goes in the back there, and I know that he has a den there. But that was really cool I have film of that. I should put that on YouTube. I don't think I ever put that on YouTube of the pups playing. They're really that was really cool to watch them. They're just like little puppies, just like little dogs. They're real and they're beautiful animals. Especially, it's a shame where you see them. They're like mangy, and once in a while you see them mangy or, God forbid, rabbit if they get rabies. But outside of that, they're a beautiful animal. You saw a bald eagle, Gianni? Wow, cool. I've heard, and I've never seen them, but I've heard stories of bobcat around here. And actually, not just stories. I've seen pictures of them. People will post pictures of them. I haven't seen any around my house, but they're definitely in my town. Wow, 16 people just hanging out watching my fire. Can you believe that? My story has been over for 45 minutes, and you guys are still hanging out, which I very much appreciate. Yeah, I don't know, Mike F. I don't know what's going on with this rack nonsense. My rack is for a deer rack, obviously, which is an accepted term. It is not a double entendre term or whatever you might call it. Yeah, you have like cougars, right? Centrulo, I think they have like cougars, like small cougars in Florida. And they may be actually bobcats, but I've heard them called like or panthers or something they call them, I think. It's kind of interesting. Stiggy. What do you mean clean it up? What's wrong with it? This is almost done. That's why I'm not cleaning it. It's going in the fire is where it's going. There we go. That's the end of that. Florida Panthers, right. Right. Florida Panthers, which are doing very well. Bald eagles chasing hunting sparrow. Wow, really? Yeah, I haven't seen any bald eagles. We do. There was a bald eagle nest, believe it or not, in town, down by the river, down by the It wasn't the South Branch. We have two big rivers in town. One is the South Branch of the Raritan, and the other one is what the hell's the other one? Musconetcong, the Musconetcong River. This one was by the Musconetcong River. I never saw it myself, but people were telling me about it. And what else is there? What other animals are around here? I mean, I see the hawks all the time. Like I don't know if they're red-tailed hawks or yellow-tailed hawks. One of them. They're all the time around here. And the interesting thing about them is when they're hunting, you'll see the crows will attack them. The crows will get together and attack the hawks, try to drive them away. It's kind of cool to watch. But I actually saw a hawk come down and get something. I don't know what it was, whether it was a rabbit or a squirrel or something. It came down, grabbed it in my front yard, and went off with it. So they're definitely here hunting. Yeah, this is the South Branch of the Raritan, Citrullo. This is not. It ultimately it's a contributary to the actual Raritan River. This is out in the Styx area. This eventually gets into the Raritan. What was I supposed to do, Todd Father? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to chase after it? Was I supposed to chase after it? Much like you had the, like your crow took that baby bunny and chowed down on it. Who was that said you should have done something? Who was the nut that said that? I think it was Ralph. Yeah, it was Ralph that said that you should have done something. I didn't do anything. Too funny. Too funny. Well, my drink is done. There's nothing left here. Nothing left. Just my candle burning down. Look at that. It's like almost no wax left. Look at that. Ralph got the boot. Oh, yeah, they're gigantic, Gianni. Gigantic. The bald eagles. Huge. Such a majestic bird. Sangria. Oh, please, no, Gianni. No sangria. Terrible. I'm not a fan of sangria. Hi, Chris Strock. Thank you for joining, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. I just saw you. Yeah, it's really quiet around here tonight. I mean, I'm still hearing these jerks with their cars every now and then, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet. A lot of people go down the shore, I guess. A lot of people have shore houses and such. So it kind of empties out. Stiggs was talking about that. No, Chris, no need to apologize for anything. Believe me. My ghost story was about 15 minutes long. And if you want, you can go back and listen to it. It was short. It wasn't really long tonight. But it's a good one. I think it's a good one. Now it's getting chilly. Now I'm feeling like the cool wind coming in, the cool breeze coming in. It's really getting a little chilly out here. That darn wind is starting up again, which I do not like. I do not like the wind. Yankees, how are you, buddy? Thank you for joining. I don't know if you can see the moon out there. There's the moon. Half moon, I don't know, something like that. Where's Gerard? He knows about all this stuff. No Gerard today. He knows all of those astronomy things, astronomy terms. One good thing, another good thing about this area is that because there aren't streetlights, you get to see a lot of the stars. If you're into that, you could see a lot of the constellations. You just turn the overhead lights off, and you could see tons of stuff out there tonight, especially on a clear night like this. Wow, 18 people here hanging out. That is crazy. And my cigar is done. My drink is done. I had a marshmallow. Do I have to take out my pipe? Is that what I have to do at this point? Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Sticks was here. I don't know where he is now. Bordeaux, yes, Emmanuel, yes. Bordeaux's are excellent. Just be careful with the cheaper ones. The cheaper ones are pretty crappy. You know, they mass produce a lot lately because of the name. You know, people want, oh, I want a Bordeaux, and it could be pretty crummy. So you got to be careful with that stuff. But yeah, the good Bordeaux's, absolutely beautiful wines. I'm gonna move a little bit closer here to the fire because I'm getting chilly. Don McHugh, what's happening? Checking in from the outback, from the land down under. Everyone's stopping in to say hi. Very cool. I might have to go inside and get like a jacket or something. It's getting chilly, man. I don't know what the temperature is, but the wind is making the difference. The wind is really not cool. Yeah, see now I hear in the distance a little bit of howling. You won't be able to hear it, but that might be a coyote pack. This annoying plane flying overhead, but I heard the yelping of that pack. My members only jacket. It's crazy, Sticks, because I got nothing to talk about at this point. That's why it's crazy, in my opinion. My story is well over. I'm just BSing at this point. It's Ralph in the cemetery. Yeah, Johnny, I told the ghost story already, dude. How many ghost stories am I going to tell? I'm going to tell multiple ghost stories in a day? Am I the king of ghost stories? What's happening there? What are you drinking? Don, I wasn't drinking any. I'm not drinking anything right now, but I had a glass. I had an old fashioned bourbon and bitters and simple syrup with an orange. Yeah, I don't know, Todd Father. I mean, I don't think he's in the cemetery, but he's I don't know where he is. He was here before. I don't know if he's still around. He's probably lurking. I mean, I don't want to blow all of my stories at once, but I do have a bunch of other ghost stories that I'm gonna prepare for future days. And Todd Father asked me to look into something in his area of the woods, his neck of the woods, which I did find some stuff on, which was pretty cool. So that'll be a future subject as well. And there's that howling again. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't hear it, but yeah, see, that's where you can't have a little dog around here. I don't get these. Yeah, you cannot have a little dog around here. You have a little dog, he's doomed. You got to keep him in the house at all times. You let him out, especially at night, he's going to get his butt swifted away by the pack. Emmanuel, yes, Amarone is wonderful. Yeah, Amarone is great. Yeah, and the Malbecs from Argentina, there's plenty of them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of South American wines, but Malbecs are decent. Yeah, yeah. It's a true. Well, they're not going to come over here though. They don't. They definitely won't come here. You know, they're. If you had a small animal though, you got to watch out. They run. They don't like. You know, they'll run from people. They don't. They don't screw with people. But you got one of those little Chihuahuas or those Pomeranians or something like that. They're doomed. Ah, it feels good. The heat feels good. I want to put these umbrellas down. Some limoncello. Yeah, I'm not a fan of limoncello. Yeah, your 40-pound dogs, they wouldn't be. They would be okay. You know, like they're not really. I mean, they're like medium-sized dogs, right? They would be okay, I think. It's just the little guys you got to worry out. You got to watch out for with the coyotes. Where's my there it is. There's my stuff. Here it is. Oh boy. Trust a coyote? No, I don't trust them. Big bones. I do not trust them. But I also am not afraid of them. You show fear, that's you have a problem. But I do not. I'm not afraid of them. My ticker. Oh, my ticker. Haven't had my ticker up. We don't need the ticker up. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. It's 10:15, and I'm going to go inside and get a jacket, I think, because it's getting chilly out here. But I do thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. It was been great fun just chatting away. For my story, if you haven't seen the story, go back and look at it. It's only 15 minutes. It'll be worth it. Believe me. I think you'll like it. It's fun. It's a fun little story. And I hope you'll tune in for future stories because I intend to keep doing them as long as I can. I will keep doing them, and we'll have some more interesting stories. And I always say, if you have anything that you want me to look into, or if you have a story that's very cool you want to tell, it doesn't have to just be ghost stories. I want to find some other things too. I don't want to just be ghost stories. It's just that the ghost stories seem to be the thing that you know tickles my interest there. But there's non-ghost stories that are pretty cool too, like unsolved mysteries. I think those are really interesting. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone has a wonderful and enjoyable and relaxing Memorial Day weekend. Remember that those that died for us, for our freedom in America. That's what we celebrate. And don't feel guilty about celebrating, and enjoying yourself, because that's why they gave the ultimate sacrifice, so that people could live their lives and enjoy it. I don't tolerate that stuff about, you can't have a barbecue, you can't have this, because we're honoring the dead. Of course we're honoring the dead. We're honoring the dead by having the barbecue. So um just keep that in mind. Fly the flag. I always fly the flag, and enjoy it with loved ones if you can. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Like if you can. Likes always help, I guess. I guess they do. I don't know. That's what they say. But thank you for building the guild, and we will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye bye.